Right? I mean, if it's not fun, we're not doing it. Welcome everyone to the Success Pattern TV. I am super excited to be here with you on this beautiful Friday for two reasons. First of all, I have one of the best people on this earth on my show, one of my favorite people. And second of all, I'm going on vacation tomorrow. Woohoo! So this is great. Today, I'm bringing you one of the most heart-centered, empowered women that lives on this earth. Her name is Mamie Lamley. Mamie and I have been, and our dog has his own opinion. I'm telling you, he is just opinionated today. I'm telling you, retrograde or something. Mamie is a beautiful woman, an incredible leader. Mamie and I have worked together for, I don't even know. Yeah, years, if not almost decades. So we've known each other for a long time. And the things that I can say about Mamie is she's an incredible coach. She's a wonderful woman as a mother and as a wife. She's an incredible trainer. And I couldn't be more honored to have her on our show today. So Mamie, thank you for coming on. How are you?
Oh, I'm so excited, Brigitta. It's been a while. And gosh, I remember when we were like two women in the audience figuring out how we were going to get up on stage one day. And we did it, and we've moved on, and we're just making that impact in the world. So
yeah.
My heart goes out to you because you two are one of my favorite mentors and friends and coaches. And I know I come to you for a lot of things. So I appreciate your space that you constantly hold for everybody. So thank you, Brigitta.
Well, you only can see what you carry within you. So thank you for that, Mamie. Mamie is, right now, Mamie, you have many hats on, but one of the major hats is you are the corporate trainer, and you're an incredible team of the bank technology and codebreaker technology. You're a coach there, you're a trainer there, you're the corporate trainer. Tell us about all the hats that you're wearing, Mamie. Or maybe should we start with that you're not wearing?
You know, this is the hat I wear. The hat of a global impact influencer. That's the hat I wear, okay, Brigitta? And I know we share that hat on many occasions. And I support bank. And the big thing is this, I support people.
Yes, you do.
And, you know, my biggest thing is this, Brigitta, and I told you before, you know, the dream that I have is so big that I'm trying to fit everyone else's dreams in it. Not trying, I'm fitting everybody else's dreams in it.
Yes, that's it. You go with I want to say force, but force can be seen as something, you know, forceful. It's not forceful. It's very authentic, and it's very flowy, and it's very integrative, that force that you're moving forward with. And it's very easy for people to just kind of hook under and go with you and flow with you and be with you and learn from you and model what you're doing. So Mamie, you know, from all of the work that we've done together and continue to do together, there's so much success in that. And I want to hear from you, because success is as unique as your fingerprint, right? What does success mean to you?
You know, success is relative. And for me, it's in direct proportion to the relationships that I've built and the relationships that I continue on the journey with. You know, there's one word that comes to mind for me. It's Ohana. You know, Christian always asks me, what's Ohana, Mamie? And Ohana is the family that we're born into. That's our blood. And then the family that we get to choose. And because of that, I've got family all over the world. And what success means to me is this: that family that I've built, that's part of my blood and part of the chosen side of it, is having that space where people can just be themselves, knowing, Brigitta, that I hear them, and I see them. And, you know, success is measured in so many ways. Could be in money. It could be, and for me, it's in people. It's in that relationships. It's the authenticity that we build, and the knowing that every single person has a story.
Mm.
And we just got to figure that story out so that they can live it and speak it into existence. That is the power of success that I see. And so if I base it on that, my goodness, I am rich.
Yes.
I'm rich.
It's people currency, right? It's that, because wealth can mean many things. And I think for the most people that I have on this show, it's not money. Yeah. It's everything but money. Money is like a byproduct, if you will. Mm-hmm. But it's like you said, the relationships, the people that we get to have an impact on, and the people that have an impact on us.
Absolutely. And you know, that's what we've been. That's why I love you.
That's why I love you. That's why I have you on the show, because you know, it's so effortless. Knowing Mamie, you guys, and if you don't know Mamie yet, knowing Mamie is easy. It's effortless. And Mamie has one saying, though, and maybe I want you to say it. People, you know, that like Mamie and other people that I have on the show, they can, you know, to put it in the bank methodology of what Mamie teaches so skillfully, there are 4 different personality types: the blueprint, the actions, the nurture, and the knowledge. Mamie clearly is a nurturer. And often people, you know, often coming from an action personality type, see nurturers as weak because they're sweet. Mamie, what do you say about that?
Oh my goodness, that is so funny, because I just used that an hour ago on someone, and I told them, and I do it with a big smile, Brigitta, do not mistake my sweetness for weakness.
Ooh, that is a weapon, you guys. That'll get you hard. It'll get you hard. And it's so true, though, right?
Yeah.
It is. It's such a, I love the saying, and especially love it when you say it, because it hits home. It hits home, and it hits hard, because people think, well, when you're dealing with a sweet Hawaiian lady, I can do whatever, I can do my thing with her. No, you can't. No, you can't.
Isn't that amazing? Because, you know, for me, that's a strength for me, Brigitta. And I want the listeners to understand, you know, don't get me wrong. Money is important, because the more money we make, the more people I can help. That's a big difference. So relationships mean a lot to me. That's why with Brigitta and Christian and her family, they're Ohana to me. And that's because of that relationship currency and the ability for us to have each other's back. Yes, Brigitta. It's the ability for us to also understand that we come from all walks of life, not just culturally, but personality-wise, our beliefs and our value sets. And this is where I get to shine in this area, because I do believe in relationships, and I believe in the success based on, it's not how much I make, it's how many people I'm going to impact and bring along the way.
You know, I was invited to speak in front of a bunch of chiropractors. We have here in Atlanta, we have Life University, and it's a big university. And I think they're known all across the nation. And what I found fascinating is that most of these doctors, you know, when I started talking about building rapport and building relationship and, you know, having good bedside manners and all of this, and I went into my 7 steps of building rapport and a well-formed outcome, they were sitting there like, I'm from Mars, and they never heard anything like it. And I'm going, oh my God, you went to school for how many years? You're becoming a doctor, you know anatomy inside and out, and you don't know what it means to build a relationship and build rapport. You know, when I threw out there, and often I ask people, so how do you do that know, like, and trust? How do you do that?
You know, for me, 2 things, Brigitta. I know how to listen, and I allow people to speak. And I truly listen. And I'm not just listening with my ears. Remember, we're not listening with our ears. We're listening with our eyes. We're listening with our whole being. And tactile, right? Tactile. There are, and in Bang, there's two different kinds of categories. You know, we've got our mind, those that are very intellectual, or everything's here, it's done here. Then there's two personalities, our action and nurturing, where we come from here.
Yeah.
And so I'm not just listening with my ears and my eyes. I'm listening for that whole being.
Yeah, the whole gestalt. You know, I did a webinar earlier today, and I was talking exactly about that. And I had one slide up that said, listening does not equal waiting. Because people get listening and waiting mixed up. Right? They're just waiting for until the other person kind of takes a breath, and then that's when they spew out whatever they need to spew out. But that's not listening, and most people get that mixed up.
No, and those are the two things that I make sure that I'm doing when I'm sitting, standing, or kneeling in front of somebody. Because when someone gets that we are truly listening, it's amazing what they'll share with us.
That's right. You make it about them.
Yes.
Mamie, what do you do on a regular basis that leads you to those relationships, AKA success? What is it that you constantly do where you can share with others a pattern that leads you to that success?
Well, you know, it's a Hawaiian pattern. The first pattern I'm going to give you is a Hawaiian tradition. You know, born and raised in Hawaii, the culture is this: everyone matters for me. My elders they get my respect, and it is ingrained in us. Mm-hmm. So the first thing that I do is that if I think of you 3 times, you're going to hear from me. And before I can even get in touch with someone, they already know that spiritually, we're already connected, and you'll hear from me. We've had those moments.
Oh, many times.
Yes. And the second thing is, every person that comes into my life is what I call a lifer. They come into my life for a reason. And so I remember those little things about them that will make big differences when I all of a sudden call them and say, "Hey, Brigitta, this is Mamie." And you go, "My goodness, I've been thinking about you." And then the last thing that I do is when I make a promise, I follow through, because my word is law.
Yes.
Those are 3 things that come to mind that keep me in those relationships. And
I want to tell the listeners a story that just came to mind when you said, you know, it's the little things that count when you build relationships. Mamie and I have done many events. Oh my God, I can't even count them, how many events. We've been to many events. We've been to some kick-ass events, and we've been to some events where you're like, oh my God, what just happened? Mm-hmm. But in any event, anywhere that we went, there was not one person that Mamie didn't know their name and spoke to them. May they be a kitchen personnel, may they be an event planner, may they be a hotel person, may they be a manager, may they be a maintenance person, may they be whoever it is. Mamie knows their name and speaks to them and addresses them by their name.
You're right. I do that.
Tell me about that. When did you learn that?
I learned that from my dad as we were growing up. You know, my dad said that the most important word in our language is not words, it's the name of a person. And when a person hears their name, something happens to them cellularly, right? Mm-hmm.
They're important. You make it about them. You make them feel seen, heard, and felt.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I think that is the foundation of all relationships.
Yes.
Right. I had a call with a client this morning, and she said, well, you know, it didn't work out with this one person that I wanted to do business with because now looking back, I didn't have rapport. I had 0 rapport. And I asked her, you know, if she had, how often she met with that person. And she, you know, she admitted, she says, I really never gave that person a real opportunity to be heard. and to feel understood and to feel a connection, right? Often we're just so in it to get things done that we actually miss the person themselves.
You know, the other thing I add to that, Brigitta, is that, you know, this is an amazing power tool. And when I meet someone, their name goes into this little gadget. And when I can find a picture, I attach their picture. You know, and you know I'm in bank. The second thing I attach to their picture is not only their name, but their code. Because I may not remember a whole lot about them, but when I know what their bank code is, I get to shift, not change, I get to shift into the languaging that's important to them. And that's another part that I hold dear, is the fact that sometimes, you know, I have those senior moments. I'm like, oh my God, what are their names, right?
You don't, come on.
But the funny part is when I even say, oh my God, I'm having a senior moment, their name, their face, and something that I wrote in. So again, cellular, it goes right into, not only to my cellular phone, but it goes into my cellular being. That pattern gets started. And I remember little things that we talked about. So I'm able to say, I can ask.
And it's those little things that sets you apart from everyone else. And that's what's going to make that relationship so much stronger in an instant.
Yes. Yes.
That's beautiful. Guys, if you cannot implement anything else, implement the values of the other person, implement what Mamie just shared with you, create those deeper relationships and see your entire life shift, not just your business life, your personal life. Mamie, thank you for being on today. This was so beautiful. How do people get in touch with you?
Oh, get in touch with me by going to Mamie at empowermentonfire.com.
MAMIE at empowermentonfire.com.
Yes. I'd love to hear from you. Oh my God.
If you don't know Mamie yet, go get in touch with her. Mamie, thank you so much. I love you tons. Thanks for being on. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.